Hello everyone. It's James again. First off, I want to wish everyone a happy new year. I know I'm a bit late, but I want to wish you a happy new year just the same. I hope this new year will bring about some positive changes in your life. Positive changes in your healing from being narcissistically abused. Your new life is ahead of you. And the old life you used to live is behind you. In the rear-view mirror. Your past mistakes don't equal your bright future. You see, one thing most narcissistic abuse victims share in common is we sit and second-guess everything and beat ourselves up over our past mistakes, instead of realizing it's just a mistake. Mistakes happen to everyone. The difference is, when someone is raised in a healthy home and they make a mistake, they have a parent or parents to make them feel good and give them the motivation to try again and move forward. Even as an adult, this is needed. I know of many friends that go back to their parents or grandparents for words of wisdom and encouragement. It's like a burst of energy or fuel they are given to take another chance at their life goals and dreams. But sadly, we don't have this luxury, because we grew up in the home with a narcissist parent or parents. We've spent a lifetime beating ourselves up over our mistakes, feeling depressed because we feel that our mistakes define us. We feel less than because of our bizarre and strange upbringing. We feel like we don't have the right answers to questions we might get asked about our families and home lives that others do. When we are asked about our families, we feel this hot feeling come over us. A feeling of anxiety. A feeling of we just want to leave the room. But instead we smile and try to get through these uncomfortable situations the best we can. We've oftentimes felt ashamed. Ashamed of the broken lives we've led, the stupid mistakes we've made along the way, and the lack of a normal life that we have. Well, don't be ashamed. In this new year, realize that if you grew up in a home with a narcissist parent or parents, I will bet you most of the mistakes along the way that you deem to be stupid happened as a result of you just not knowing better at the time. Because you weren't taught any better. Because you were raised by insane, crazy people. People that didn't have your best interests at heart. And though you have a good heart and soul, you might have learned some strange habits from these toxic parents of yours. And understand, healing is a process. And part of that process is undoing the damage they have done to your life. And that means looking at key behaviors. Key negative behaviors you've learned while living in that home. Recognizing they are toxic negative behaviors. Not being ashamed you made these mistakes. And unlearning these behaviors. Constantly putting forth the effort into bettering yourself. And bettering your life. Did you know that healthy people make some life mistakes too? It's what makes us human. The only difference between you and them is they have people that care about them, that help guide them to not make the same mistakes again, and to feel good about themselves in the process. And this allows them to move forward and take on the world, without beating themselves up over poor choices they might have made in the past. What I would like you to do for the new year is make time for yourself. And take the time to work on yourself. And I always want you to forgive yourself so you can move forward. Don't beat yourself up for staying in the toxic home you lived in for the time that you did. Second-guessing yourself. By telling yourself, if you would have left at this point, you could have done this or that. Because by doing so you will spend your time playing a game inside your own head. You can't win. Instead of taking action in real time to fix your life, the next thing I would like you to do is to take real-time action into fixing your life. This means getting out of the house, meeting people, and using new skills as you learn them. And no, you don't need to make best friends with someone. Or you don't need to meet the love of your life. But just meet people. Practice boundaries. Practice getting to know people over time. Because one thing most of us childhood narcissistic abuse victims tend to do is think someone is our best friend for life after only 1 month of knowing them. This isn't a healthy thing to do, and is one of the toxic behaviors you will need to unlearn. You see, since we grew up without love, we are looking for it around every corner or turn, instead of taking our time. Remember, you didn't have coaching or help from parents that should have told you how these things work. Instead, you were deprived of love by parents or a parent that never loved you, because they didn't have the capability to love you. So don't replace that love with the first person that enters your life. This is dangerous, and is a good reason why many of us have repeated the patterns of dating or marrying narcissists as adults. So take your time. Some friendships will only be surface deep, and you need to be okay with that. And some will develop into more meaningful relationships. But this takes a lot of time. You just have to be patient. Use your new boundaries. And know that it's okay to walk away from someone that isn't good for your life. The next thing I want you to do is give yourself some credit. If you grew up in a home full of narcissists, and or you have several relationships with narcissists, and you made it here, to this point in your life where you are still alive and doing well, you owe yourself a pat on the back. It takes a strong person to not only endure what we went through, but to wake up and take this journey of self-betterment. There are many victims that don't make it. Many victims that live their entire lives as victims. And they die early as broken victims. And for some reason that's not you. You are a survivor. And I will tell you this. It takes a strong and smart person to break free of this mess. And to move forward to have a better life. So please, give yourself some darn credit for being smart enough for figuring this stuff out. And strong enough for breaking free. And the last thing for now. Because there's never a last thing really. This life journey of growing and self-betterment is never ending. So get used to it. But anyways, I want you to understand. You're going to make mistakes on the road you are walking right now to better yourself. No one is perfect. It's going to happen. You're going to fail. You're going to make mistakes in the future. So don't let these future mistakes prevent you from trying at life. Don't stay stuck or frozen out of your fear of failing, or the possibility you will repeat a mistake. Mistakes are normal. And it's what makes us human. And any journey in life will be filled with them. And healing from narcissistic abuse is no exception. Because on this journey to learn and gain knowledge to better ourselves, we will fall down. But each time we fall, we must get up and try again. No matter how hard it is at the time. Like I always say, knowledge is power. The more we know, the more we can live happy and healthy lives. Until next time. Bye for now. And be good to yourself.